I'm absolutely thrilled to win this prize. This morning, you know, I left London and it was I had to get up at 5 o'clock, and you probably know this experience when you set an alarm clock at an unusual hour and you don't know whether the temptation is to not bother, turn it off and go back to sleep. And in many ways it's kind of symbolic of what the book is, in that I met over 100 people, and many of these people did things beyond what people normally do. Some of them were well-known pop stars or politicians, but many people were just an average person that were angry at what had happened in their society and decided to do things. And they tried to do the best they could, and sometimes they messed it up, but other times they did extraordinary things. And one of those things, as Richard just mentioned, was Eric Clapton's outburst at the Birmingham Odeon, my hometown, in 1976, when he made outrageous racist comments, which he's repeated a couple of years later in the music press, and has gone on to, or never withdraw the comments. And people reacted to that, and there was the formation of Rock Against Racism. And Rock Against Racism inspired a whole youth generation, young people who formed bands because of it. And I then followed that story through with the book, which takes you through the story of Two Tone, Jerry Dammer's creation, directly inspired by Rock Against Racism and in the image of Rock Against Racism, through to, out of those anti-establishment punk years, very much the opposite of that, which was Red Wedge, which actually carries on till 1992. 92. But the idea, there was one moment in rock and roll history where pop stars had the opportunity to try and affect change for a better society by going into the corridors of Westminster and to try and get change onto the statute book. And that story particularly is largely unknown, and it was a real thrill to uncover what people like Paul Weller and Madness and Billy Bragg did to inspire a second generation. And then I guess the bookend of the story is Eric Clapton here with his racist outbursts, and at the opposite end, and where the book ends, is Nelson Mandela on stage at Wembley with his fist aloft as a free man, where a youth generation has been flipped from the casual racism of the 70s to thinking that being anti-racist is cool. And largely, I think that turnabout in youth culture has been inspired by music and some of the greatest records ever made, and definitely records better than that were made in 1971. So thank you very much for the prize. I'm absolutely thrilled. I've never won anything before, so thank you for having me.